Airplane is a way to really quickly transform engineering-only operations like scripts, SQL queries, and more into robust internal apps that anyone can use. Instead of building heavyweight dashboards, Airplane is built around small atomic apps called tasks that take very little effort to create. Let me show you how it works. Let's say you're an engineer at a fintech company, and right now, every time the customer support team wants to reverse a transaction, they need you to run a script that you've written in JavaScript. Airplane makes it simple for me to enable the support team to have access to this operation. First, I click Create Task. I can select from many different ways to execute this task. I mentioned it was written in JavaScript, so I'll choose Node. Then I give the task a name. I'll call it Reverse Transaction. Then I can add a parameter. This task is simple. It just takes a transaction ID. Now I can set environment variables that are to be passed in when this script is run. But I'll skip this for now. Finally, I can configure things like permissions if I want to limit this task to a specific group of people in my company. I'll allow the engineering team to have admin access on this task, while the operations team will have requester access, which means that anytime they try to run this task, it has to get approved by someone else. At this point, I could add in restrictions like timeout limits. I'll skip that for now. When I click Create Task, I see a set of instructions on how to deploy this task. We have a command line tool that helps you deploy the task code to Airplane. The first command here initializes the task. This creates a bare-bones JavaScript file, which is associated with the reverse transaction task. Now we can modify the reverse transaction.js file. I can add whatever logic is needed for my task here. By default, the script just prints the input parameters to standard out. We'll keep that as is for now. When I'm ready, I can deploy this task to Airplane with a single command. Great! Now my task is ready. I can visit this URL to see the task, but also when I head back to the Airplane UI, the page will auto-refresh and I'll see my task. Now anyone on my team can log into Airplane and run this task if they have the right permissions. Let's try it out. I'll fill out the transaction ID and hit Execute. When I look at the logs, I see that the script ran as intended and printed out the parameters. If we head over to the activity log, we can see the task I just ran, along with everything else my team is doing. We can click into any of these runs to see what the log outputs are. That's it. That's how easy it is to generate robust, safe internal tools with just a few lines of code. There's a lot we didn't cover, like our Slack integration that lets you run tasks and get notified via Slack, or scheduled tasks, which are like a much easier to use version of cron. Check out our docs to learn more about Airplane, or sign up today and try it out.